Hey everybody, this is Pat Torpy from Mr. Big.
This is Glenn Hughes, the voice of rock.
And you're listening to Music Mania.
And you're listening to Music Mania.
You ready for some screaming heavy metal? We rock!
But the evil that men do lives on.
We're gonna bang your head!
You are now listening to the Music Mania podcast, brought to you by CD Warehouse in Gladstone, the #1 hard rock podcast in the Midwest, featuring hard-hitting interviews with rock's living legends. And now, here's your host, Clint Schweitzer.
The summertime memories are rolling along here at the Music Mania podcast, and I certainly hope you are having a great one out there, enjoying some live music, enjoying your friends, hopefully some cold beverages as well. That's what summertime is for, and that's what it has been all about here on the Music Mania podcast, and we thank you so much for listening once again. Huge guest coming up this week as we're going to be talking to Tesla guitarist Dave Ruud about their upcoming headlining tour, which is going to start in September in Loveland, Colorado. They just came off a big trek with none other than Styx and Joan Jett. The last 2 years before that, they'd opened for Def Leppard on some pretty big tour. So Tesla finally going to get out on a nice headlining run, which is always good because when you see Tesla open for these bands, it's always a great start to the show, but you only get 6 or 7 Tesla songs, and you only get them for 40, 45 minutes or something like that. So when you get out here and see them on their headlining runs, you get more of the Tesla catalog. They're just a great straight-ahead rock band. They've been at it since 1986 was when their first album came out, and so many classic hits. Dave Ruud joined the band in 2006 after the departure of former guitarist Tommy Skeoch. So we're going to talk to him about kind of joining the band, how it all came about, and being with Tesla now for 12 years and getting ready to take off on this headlining run. They also have a new album due out this year that's produced by Def Leppard guitarist Phil Collen, so can't wait to talk to him about that. That interview is coming right up for you. I tell you, it has been a whirlwind of a summer for me. I've been out on the road, covering concerts, really doing what I love to do, and that's what summers are for, and that's what it's all about for me during the summer, getting out there, going to shows, doing reviews for the website, musicmaniapodcast.com, and you can check out all the reviews that I've done so far this summer over there at the website. All of the interviews have been archived on our website as well, so drop us a line there. Always appreciate you hitting that subscribe button on iTunes or YouTube, either way you choose to take in the show. And I just got back from a week-long vacation out to Yellowstone, and that was quite an experience. I'd never been out to that part of the country before, so hitting the Black Hills of South Dakota, checking out Sturgis, Little Bighorn in Montana, and then down through Yellowstone in Wyoming. It was quite a sight, quite a wonderful trip. It was great to be back. I was able to record a couple interviews while I was out on the road, including Chris from Three Doors Down and Will Turpin from Collective Soul. Those two bands are on tour together this summer, the Rock and Roll Express Tour. That interview is going to come to you next week. But this week we have Dave Ruud from Tesla. Could not be more excited about that. Just saw the Styx, Tesla, Joan Jett tour a couple weeks ago, and it has now concluded. So Tesla taking off a little bit, probably to get finishing touches on this new album. And I can't wait to talk to him about that because Tesla have had some strong releases in the 2000s. You go back to 2004 and into the now, one of the best hard rock albums of the early 2000s. So it's going to be great to get into him with that. Dave is just always looks like a guy that's having so much fun on stage and so appears to be so grateful to be in this band. And Tesla is just such a strong force in the rock world still to this day. So before we get to that interview with Dave Ruud, I've got to tell you about our sponsor, CD Warehouse in Gladstone, Missouri. Guys, for over 22 years, a staple of the Northland. They buy, sell, and trade CDs, DVDs, vinyl, merchandise, memorabilia, and more. Hit up the owner, Randy Ringer. Tell him Music Mania Podcast sent you, and he will give you a discount. Or it's on us, guys. CD Warehouse, a staple of the Northland for over 22 years. Dave, man, how's it going? Welcome to the show. How's everything going, brother?
Oh, man, I am great. How are you? you?
Oh, doing awesome. In fact, just saw you guys just a couple weeks ago when you rolled through Kansas City here with, of course, Styx and Joan Jett. That tour just wrapped up. How was it? What were the vibes like on that tour? It was great to see you guys as always. Seemed like just a great package for the summer, man.
Man, you know what? I agree. It was such a great tour. It was 3 bands that are all like rock and all different enough where we got different fan bases, but similar enough where all those fan bases like the other 2 bands on the bill, you know, so it really was cool. And then, you know, on top of that, all the bands were super cool. Like we were buddies with everybody. We were hanging out with, you know, all the bands were hanging together every day. Same with the crew. Everybody got along. It was just it was a really, you know, kind of a magic tour. They're not all like that, and it was really nice to have such a great vibe all around on that.
Well, Tesla's been a part of some big tours. You guys, for 2 straight summers, opened up for Def Leppard and worked with Styx again, you know, a couple years ago. Tesla's become such a go-to band, you know, a band that can be counted on. You guys have these great hits, have these great songs. You stand out on these tours. You come in. What is the feeling in the band like? You know, being a part of these big tours, going out there each summer. You guys can always be counted on. You're always out there and always kicking it off right, always doing your thing, man. It's got to be a great feeling for you guys.
You know, it really is. And we're so lucky to be able to be on these bigger tours these last couple of years. I mean, we were out with Def Leppard for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Three summers and I think a spring or tours. You know, it was a long time. And you know, that was another one it was always really great with those dudes. And all of them, it's just been, you know, it's a big thrill to be able to go up on stage and there's, you know, 10,000-15,000 people there, you know, and the really cool thing that we're super grateful for is that, you know, us going on first at like 7 o'clock every night, you know, usually people don't really show up for that. You're kind of playing to the diehards and a couple of early birds who show up to you know, to get in a quick beer line before the headline goes on. But, man, every show, people, like the bulk of the crowd was there before we started. It was like people came early for Tesla at every gig, and it was just so cool because it gets us excited, and the fans get a bigger show because they're, you know, they kind of get 3 bands that, like, you know, when everybody's in the house and it's like just a exciting vibe, it's a more fun concert experience, you know. So it was just really cool for us, and even to play shorter sets, it's still, to me, it's still worth it just to get that interaction with those big crowds.
Well, contrast that by the fact that you guys are heading out this fall, starting in September 1st in Loveland. You guys are going out on a headlining run here this fall. So talk about kind of the contrast between, you know, playing in front of, you know, the bigger crowds versus getting to play a full headlining set, you know, 80, 90 minutes plus, you know, in front of a different crowd, in front of these crowds. But, you know, it's a different vibe, but yet you get the fans, you know, the diehard Tesla fans get more Tesla. That's a great thing too. It's good to mix it up. And now you got this headlining run coming up here. So that'll be awesome too, won't it?
Yeah. You know, I mean, really, you said it. Neither one is better. It's kind of 2 different sides of the coin, and the big upside for us is that, you know, everyone's there for us, and it's you know, it's just a different vibe. We can kind of do whatever we want, and we have the longer set, so you're going to get more of the classic stuff. You're going to get more deep tracks, everything, newer stuff. You know, just the whole deal. Like on our own headlining shows, we do a little acoustic set in the middle of the show. We break it down, pull out a little drum kit, put stools up, and do sort of a mini 5-man acoustical jam. That, you know, we don't have the time in the bigger shows for. So, you know, that alone is a pretty big change. And you know, Tesla's known as you know, the acoustic side pretty well. So it's a really fun thing to do, and people definitely get into it. So, you know, that's one of the other cool things about doing our own stuff. And you know, it's nice to be able to do both, to go out on a bigger tour and then also to come back and do our own thing.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, you've been a part of this band now for 12 years, and how solidified do you feel now as a part of this unit? Because Tesla's always been such a strong force in music, and, you came aboard in 2006. Here we are 12 years later, and, just so much a part of this. You look like you're just having a great time on stage. You always have a smile on your face. Does it feel like it's been 12 years, and what's kind of the relationship and the dynamics been like with the guys as you've continued to grow and the years have gone by, man?
It's been just, it's been so good. I've been really so lucky. We've always been cool and gotten along since day one, which, was part of why the vibe was just good all around from the beginning. But the fact that it's only, improved and deepened and everything through the years, it's just, it's even cooler now. We get along really super well. We love playing together. We love writing and recording, and we had a really good time making this new record that's coming out early next year. And that kind of, when you make a new record, especially when it's a fun process of the writing and recording, it kind of solidifies everything even more, and you kind of feel more unified and all that. So it's just been great, and I've always been lucky with it. That the guys in the band are always so cool, and also with the fans, because you never know, being a new guy in a band, that if you're going to get accepted. But again, since day one, they were always super, cool and very accepting. So it's just been, better and better. I've been really lucky.
You talk about the new album. It's called Shock. It comes out early in 2019. Of course, we've had Phil Cullen on this show from Def Leppard. You talked about touring with them for basically 3 years, almost 3 summers, and talk about the relationship with him and how he kind of became, because I know he produced a new song you did for one of your live albums, and now here he is doing this. Phil's such a great guy. I can only imagine the relationship with him and how awesome it is to work with him in a production capacity. Just talk about that relationship and how it's been working with him doing the album.
Well, it was really cool and pretty organic. All the guys in Leppard are really nice and personable, and they're one of the few bigger, huge kind of, icon headlining acts that at least that we've been out with that, hangs out. Like, they're there all day. You'll see them in catering. You'll see them. They sound check every day. Some of the bigger bands kind of don't hang out. They just show up right before they go on stage, and then they leave, and we're like in separate worlds. But these guys are there for the duration and totally approachable. So we were all hanging with Phil. Just hanging out, saying hi, and being buddies, and kind of got talking to him about music, and he's like, well, he started giving us some sort of advice, like, hey, why don't you do a live record kind of thing, and so for Mechanical Resonance, and then we started doing that, and he's like, hey, we're going to do that for a bonus track. I got this song that I wrote, which was Saved by Goodness, and why don't you try and do it, and I can produce it. So in the process of working on that song, it went so well, we were kind of like, well, geez, why don't we do a whole real record where, we write the songs and Phil produces it and make a new Studio Tesla album, because it was such a nice, experience working with him on that one track. And so that's what we did, and we did a lot of the writing, a lot of the recording on tour with Def Leppard, because we were together for so long that we could use all those downtime hours, in the afternoon, because for us, we're the opening band with big tours. We don't get a sound check, so we really don't have anything to do until the late afternoon. So we were just working on the record, and Phil would be able to be there for most of that too, and it was just really, really cool. And also, he helped co-write all the songs. He had a lot to do with just the sound of it as well. Like, it's a very produced record. There's tons of guitars, there's tons of vocals, all this stuff. So it still sounds like Tesla, but definitely a little bit, a different phase. So it's really, really cool. I can't wait to hear it.
Well, Dave, I've just been such a fan of your journey and your story into this band, and I went back and checked out your Instagram, and I always wanted to know, is there a seminal moment for you that stands out where it was almost kind of in disbelief? Because when I was looking at your Instagram, you had just the other day brought up, on your first tour with Tesla, you were opening for Motley Crue at Rockfest in Cadott, Wisconsin, and it's like you were brand new to the band at that time. Is that kind of a seminal moment that you recall that it was almost like a disbelief moment? You can't believe this is happening, or was there something else? I mean, what was, take us back to that time and just what the feelings were.
Oh man, absolutely. That was definitely one of them. I mean, I grew up being a huge Tesla fan, so kind of every day was like, wow, I can't believe I'm a Tesla. Which still sometimes will happen, but Motley Crue, I mean, geez, they're so huge, and I'm a giant Motley, fanatic. So to be like at this giant festival, 40,000 people out there, and we're opening for, one of my favorite bands ever, it was pretty intense and like just so cool. It was definitely one of those things like, I'll never forget, and there's been a couple things like that, like playing the amphitheater here, Shoreline Amphitheater in the Bay Area. I went to like all my first concerts back growing up, things like that. It's just, honestly, back to the record thing, going on tour with Def Leppard and like becoming friends with the guys in Def Leppard. It's like, wow, I remember listening to Poison Sugar when I was 8.
Yeah, exactly.
now I'm working with these guys. It's pretty awesome.
Well, it is, and you're a younger guy. Being a part of a band like Tesla, and you look around, Dave, the last couple of years, so many bands from this genre. There's been people passing away, bands retiring. In 1 year's time, I think I was at AC/DC's last show with Brian Johnson, Twisted Sister's last concert, Black Sabbath's farewell tour. This is all within like a few months, and it's just kind of a sobering thought. Your heroes, these bands aren't going to last forever. What's it like for you as kind of a younger guy in the middle of this, and knowing that, man, there's so many bands still out there, and thank God for that. It's about keeping this music alive, isn't it, man?
Man, absolutely. Because we've got no plans to slow down or anything. So, we want to ramp it up. As these bands go down, we want to be the ones that you can come still see.
Yeah.
So, it's weird, yeah, because as a fan, you're like, oh man, another one's gone. Like whether it's passing away or just retiring or breaking up or whatever it is, it makes you appreciate it that much more that we're still able to do it, and the bands that we're out there with are still able to do it and do it, well, where people are really excited about it. It's nothing worse than going to see your favorite band and they stop. So we put a lot of effort to make sure it's a good gig, and like I said, just being able to keep that classic rock and that style of music alive it's a gift to be able to do it, and it's a gift that people still want to hear it.
Absolutely. Plus, you're the young guy, still with all your hair, still very fit. I mean, the rest of the band's got to keep up with you now. I mean, you're the one now that's got to keep them in line, man.
Well, everyone's doing a great job, and we all putting a lot into the whole image style of it too. So we're all doing our best.
Absolutely. Dave, I'll tell you what, man, I can't thank you enough for joining us here on the Music Mania podcast. It's a true pleasure. We had Troy on last summer, and to have you on here, this is just great. We look forward to seeing you. Guys, the dates are at teslatheband.com. You can see all the tour dates. It starts September 1st in Loveland. We're going to catch you guys here in Wichita September 5th, so that's not too far from where we are here. We'll catch you then. Dave, hopefully we'll be able to come up and say hello and shake your hand, because been a true pleasure, man. Best of luck, and we hope the tour and album come out great, and we look forward to seeing it all, my brother.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely come say hi to Tang and at the show in September, and thanks for having me on, man. It's been great.
You bet, Dave. Take care, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, take care.
Thanks a lot. Huge thanks to Mr. Dave Rude from Tesla for joining us. Last summer, we were able to talk to drummer Troy Lucetta, and this year, Dave Rude. Great to catch up with him. Great to talk to him. Just a super nice guy, very down to earth, and obviously being in this band now for 12 years, he's got a whole new perspective on things. As he replaced guitarist Tommy Skio, who had a very public battle with substances, and Tommy doing guitar lessons. It seems like he's doing pretty good on his own right now as well. So great to see that. So great to have you join us here. I am back out on the road this week, as I'm going to be hitting a couple of concerts. Going to be going down to Rogers, Arkansas, for the Pixies and Weezer. So this is my first time seeing Weezer, a band I've always kind of, had on the back burner, a band that I've known about and enjoyed a lot of their hit songs, but never really delved into the catalog or saw them live. So this is my first time with that. And then a few days later, we've got Alice Cooper coming in here. Going to be great to catch up with Ryan Roxy, good friend of the shows. He's been on this show several times, and going to be awesome to see this latest Alice Cooper tour. It's been a few years since I've seen Alice. This is going to be awesome, not to be missed. The summer rolls along, guys. Hope you're having a great one. Get out there, enjoy some live music, enjoy your friends, enjoy some cold beverages, keep it safe, and keep it rocking. That's what we do here on the Music Mania podcast. Hit us up at musicmania_show on Twitter. Any suggestions, concert reviews, anything you want to put up on our site, we will do it. Email musicmaniapodcast@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you guys soon. Thanks a lot.